So we spilled out in the middle of this forest without Vendrick and the maid because Vendrick decided to fuck up the teleportation with his own.
And the maid tried to protect you as much as she could, but somewhere along the way you got split off from her. And then you were spilled out over here in this pitch dark forest.
I'm going to turn towards Lucy and say,
what?
this is why we hate Vendrick.
Why do I need a reason to hate that fucking dirty mage demon dick? Not that he's not giving me plenty.
I like that attitude.
Donna just brushes herself off.
I don't particularly hate him. I'm still going to kill him, though.
No, you hate him too.
No,
Well,
he took the path towards his goal, the most efficient path.
No, shh, you hate him too. Iris says as she looks around. Where are we?
well, it seems we've gotten ourselves stuck in some sort of predicament. And it also seems we might have company.
So I suspect these...
Push around you.
Oh, okay. Something's coming in the bush around us, apparently. Dude, you gotta turn down your noise gate because, like, you're getting cut off straight away. It's ridiculous.
I think you can't decide what the fuck you want from me, motherfucker. How's it now? Is it better?
I
Like,
want to be able to
Turn
hear
it
you.
almost all the way down.
And speak louder.
Guys, hear me now.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
First part of your sentence was cut off, though.
Exactly what you want from me. Fuck it, you know what? I'll just... There.
I'm thinking,
It's not-
I'm thinking the problem might be that like there's a delay to the noise gate or something for whatever reason.
Yeah, just turn it off. You don't need it, dude.
Don't know why.
Not
If
anymore.
you
That
wanna
was...
hear me breathe, okay, can you hear me fine?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was for your old computer.
Okay, fine.
This is your new sexy computer that doesn't need no noise gate. Like it don't need no man.
A strong, independent microphone that don't need no noise gate.
Jesus.
You see that some strange creatures that you do not recognize begin to circle around you. Rather than violent, they seem to be curious. However, as their numbers grow, their curiosity, confidence, as they begin to circle their prey.
Yana's going to completely obliterate one to prove a point.
Damage is that 25, correct?
Yep.
Excuse me?
Wait, why are we attacking them?
Said yes.
Yes.
What type of damage is that?
That's necrotic. I don't know why it says
Necrotic.
psychic. Wait a second. No, wait.
That's a phantasmal killers. That should probably be
No,
psychic.
that was not the spell I wanted to do. I wanted to do this one. That is 38 necrotic.
As
My
you
bad.
slam it into one of the creatures, you see that its form quickly begins to shape, and then it turns into nothing but gas. This thing is made completely out of mist. You actually would know, Asiana, what these are. These are some type of mist creatures that are usually in foggy, dark, damp forests and are basically kept as natural guards to keep unwanted guests from visiting a certain area. They're extremely dangerous in the fact that strong. The problem is you can't really kill them and they just keep coming until you're literally exhausted.
Right, so do I get the feeling they don't want us to go in a certain direction?
Promise, you get the feeling that you're already where you shouldn't be, so they have completely surrounded you and they have no intention of letting you go anywhere.
Well, it seems we've gotten ourselves into quite the predicament.
You mean Vendrick did it?
These things are sorts of guardians of specific points of the forest. We're not supposed to be exactly where we are. Alone, they're not that dangerous, but they will overwhelm us eventually.
So anyone see a house? She says, looking around.
See nothing but the dead of night and the forest.
Knowing us, we're probably just going to have to hold them off until somebody swoops in. This is what usually happens. Is it still what's happening after I've gone? Yes, that's how it goes. Fuck you!
Iris nods. She's like, yeah. Normally when we don't know where to go, they normally come.
Right, so what exactly are these things?
Mist.
They're just beings of smoke and mist.
Are they animals or demons?
The demons.
Demons. Lesser
Ah.
demons.
So Alyssia just glances to Lucretia. So, any miracle you can perform to turn them away from here or something?
If they were undead, I could do that easily, but I don't have anything for this shit. What the hell even are we? Thought we were supposed
Forest.
to be going to some sort of tournament.
I have no idea, to be completely honest. She says, she looks around, it's like, well, they don't seem to be all that eager to come and try and take a bite out of us just now, but...
Growing in numbers by the second.
They'll attack soon.
Are they
I
avid
suggest,
climbers?
They are
Nice.
extremely agile and jumpy, so trees are not a problem.
yes. What we should probably do is, well,
What are they afraid of?
Think.
if you would stop fucking cutting me off, bitch! It's not in character, but Sibby, let me finish my goddamn sentence.
No.
What I suggest we do is try and, well, secure the current position. Maybe some fire around, something to keep them back. I
Alyssia
cast
looks to-
wall of fire surrounding us.
Just as you do, and the area gets a bit illuminated, you notice that the water around you in some puddles is beginning to tremble. There are thousands of footsteps around you. You see that the area begins to get filled up with magic. Something begins to circle in the air around you, things back. Something is being casted on top of you guys. No idea what, however, unless you make me an arcane roll. Oh, Yana, oh. That's good enough, actually, you would know. It seems to be a version of, not exactly Dimension Door, but something similar. Something is trying to open
The
a gate
14
to teleport you out of there.
Was Lucretia.
So yeah, that's basically some kind of version that you do not recognize of Dimension Door. Somebody is trying to open up a gate.
Guys, we might have some sort of company. I point directly upwards.
Well, let's go through it. Like, literally the only way, and we were teleported here to begin with, so... Let's go.
Anybody else agree with that plan?
Right, okay, so Yana, in that case, will cast, Fly on herself, Lucretia, and Alyssia, and she's going to grab Iris.
Excellent. As you do, Lucretia, roll me perception. Oh, my mighty steed. This is a different campaign. See, this is the other campaign.
Roll perception. Turns out Fly was a miracle all
As you
along.
are grabbed and or something, and you start flying up, you see that one of the creatures, feeling rather ambitious, is about to jump and basically try to grab one of your legs. However, since you saw it coming from a mile away, you basically noticed that one of the puddles nearby, something slammed into it hard as it was jumping. Move your foot out of the way, and it completely misses you. It snarls angrily as it falls to the ground, unable to catch you. And you guys get flung through another portal. This time, at least it's short range. Not gonna be as, well, you know, as taxing as going to a different dimension where time flows differently.
Oh, hey, it's the mansion at the, Western Isles.
Also the one where Morgana was shut up about it. We don't have enough space, I'm running out of space. Reused pictures. At some kind of old looking mansion. You're in the main reception. Also, you cannot see nothing but the falling torrent of rain and lightning. Lit. It's in a decrepit state. However, it's not without its maintenance. There are no cobwebs or anything like dust around. It seems like despite it seeing better days, the mansion is still being maintained. It's very dark, however. There are no lights. The light comes from outside. The lightning and the moonlight.
Is
You hear
it
the
so-
noises of somebody on the second floor. Basically, somebody is probably there. You hear footsteps and signs of life.
Alright, I guess so. Start climbing then. It's like all this nice reunion ruined by mist monsters.
Wait, where are we climbing?
Upstairs.
Oh.
Lucretia and Yana will follow Iris. Lucretia is giving Yana like huge looks. Yana
Thunder
is
and rain
pointedly
continues.
ignoring them.
Thunder and rain continues to beat outside as you come up the creaking stairs. You make it to the second floor, and on a window at the end of the corridor, all you see is the falling rain washing over the scenery. But her eyes stand out in the darkness with a bright blue color as she stares at you in some kind of liquid which you can't exactly make out.
Clear red?
I'm gonna lean over to.
That's not paint.
I'm gonna lean over to Yana and go. Is this the stuff you have to deal with?
More often than not, yeah.
She's gonna wave a hello greeting.
Doesn't react to your gesture. She just continues to quietly look at you guys.
Does it look at anyone or anything in particular?
I'm looking back. I look better.
She's just looking down the corridor towards you guys. All of a sudden, there, only the window where she stood remains.
That almost blinded me. Iris is gonna look back and sighs like, okay, I understand. We'll walk that way. She says she starts walking that way.
You continue to hear the sounds of rain. However, as you approach the window, there is no rain anymore. Hearing the thunder, despite you still hearing the rain, there is no. There is only a beautiful flower garden and a huge moon glowing above it. The flowers seem to be basking in the moonlight, glowing with it ever slighter. And in the middle of the garden, a woman who is just quietly enjoying herself outside.
Can I open the window?
Reach out to touch the window, your hand goes clean through it. You don't feel pain, you don't feel anything. You feel just like you can just pass through it.
I walk through the window.
He hasn't noticed you yet since you are quite a ways off, away from her.
I'm gonna charge after Lucretia.
No, that wasn't Lucretia, that was
I
Yana.
can't tell, you don't have different voices.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge after Yana.
Situation eventually. Don't worry, this is just the prequel.
Just charging through to see where she went.
The second
I just
Iris charges through, I just immediately stick my hand out to stop her from running any forwards.
I'm action rolling through. I go on the arm.
You're just gonna sprint at her?
No, I'm in front of you. It's like, what?
Alyssia and Alyssia remain at the window, with no sign of either Yana or Iris.
No, the second Iris goes through, Lucretia is just like, what are you doing? And goes through as well.
Great, here we go again.
Now that's a reservation that should be taken. Just, oh god damn it.
Yana's just gonna kind of motion for everyone to like stay still, and then she's going to calmly walk up to the woman.
So, in the interest of making this easier for myself, I've stacked up a bunch of pictures on one screen that are relevant to each other, so excuse me for a second. As you guys begin to... the woman, she finally turns towards you. Haven't noticed that she has visitors. You see that she has turned around to greet you with a smile and offers you a polite, courteous bow as she grabs the ends of her skirt and gently lifts them to give you a proper reception as expected of a young lady.
Yana will do the same.
The next thing she does is she actually sits down in the flower bed. You get the feeling that she's trying to, well, assert herself as not a threat or anybody dangerous. She's basically trying not to frighten you. You get the feeling that she's trying to basically make a couple of small animals approach her without scaring them. I
Yana,
hope that you are not bringing you to my home, but you seemed like you could use some help.
yes, thank you for your assistance. I'm going to continue walking towards her until I kind of sit down in front of her.
She continues sitting down and just flashes you a smile as you take a seat as well. If she's not the talkative type.
You're who? I didn't catch that out of character.
And she's not the talkative type.
Friend?
Yeah, friend, yeah.
Okay.
Met her before you came here. She opened the door for you.
The child?
I don't exactly call her a child, but cheers to you. Very well. Let us go with that.
Yes, I assume she's most likely older than she appears, but...
Oh. It's not very proper to count age once somebody has died. Doesn't really mean much.
Lucretia in the background, I knew it.
Yeah, Lucretia just like stage whispers ears. I knew it was a ghost!
Yes, yes, you were right, she pets her head.
Yana ignores them again. What is this place?
It is my home. Or it used to be. This is how I remember it now. That I can do now that I'm here, but I have a few tricks up my sleeve. You're only human after all. Well, most of you. Forest would have been the death of you. I decided that since we have such interesting guests in such a long while, it would be a shame for you to die so soon. Well, lend you a little help. I know where you are headed. You here is already trying to find you. Once you are ready to leave, I'll simply send you back to her. Do not worry.
Of her home, but it's kind of clear that this is not actually her home, which
She
leads me to
said
believe this is a parallel
her
dimension.
home. This is her home as she remembers it.
Yeah.
Also, she teleported you basically here because she saw that you were probably going to die in the forest, and she said that when you're ready to leave, she's gonna send you back to the mate that brought you here because even now she's looking for you guys. I was more curious about your world. What's it like there? Tell me about it.
Well, it's much different depending on where you go. There's places that are just green fields as far as the eye can see.
Like my kingdom.
Then there's thick forests and snowy mountains and rivers and seas. There's a wide variety, and the people differ as much as the landscape.
You see that she listens with great intent. It's almost like her heart's aflutter with excitement as you describe your world to her.
The
That sounds like such a
seasons-
beautiful place.
I will not lie and say it is all beautiful, but the places that are worth it. The glades in the spring and the forests in the winter. They paint pictures much more beautiful than any painter could capture.
It does sound lovely. I wish I could see it with my own eyes.
Maybe you can someday, if that's possible.
Absolutely, 100%.
Then Alyssia will just speak up. Well, it's more than likely that you will see it if the Overlord decides to.
I see. So you came without knowing much about this community then? Vampires. We bow only to one man, and that is not the Overlord. We do not take orders from him, and we have no dealings with him. Our fealty is only to our one true progenitor, Victor Bloodedge.
Out of character, that's fucking edgy.
I know, right?
Victor Bloodedge.
Yeah, sounds like somebody's first D&D character ever made.
My D&D character is Victor Bloodedge. He's a vampire warlock of the abysmal plane. He also has 17 knives. Please love me. Nick
yes, now I
Edgy
remember.
have to do with you being able to go to the human plane or not?
Right. She smiles at you sadly and explains, I am a prisoner here. They will not let me leave my, well, confined space. As such, I can't exactly travel anywhere. That is why I was so curious to have guests here after such a long time. The stories and the things that you describe are things that I will never see, so pardon me if I got a bit excited. Even among my kind, I am a bit different. And those that are different are feared.
Being different isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Is Yana the one saying that?
Obviously, Lucretia is...
You haven't
Lucretia is
introduced
as
yourself,
conformist as
have
they
you,
come.
by the way?
Oh no, I forgot
Oh, did
to...
you?
Oh,
Okay.
I forgot to tell her my name.
Oh no, even better if you haven't, because as you're about to find out, she actually knows it. Yana, you keep a very dangerous company. You're going to get yourself hurt. How long are you going to fool yourself that you're doing it in order to help others? You're just a child. You shouldn't put yourself in such great danger.
But wait, did she just say that to Yana?
Yep,
She's-
exactly.
Oh, by the way,
She's calling
Iris.
me the fuck out.
Yeah, Iris goes. See, Yuri just met her, and she knows as well.
By
Sorry.
the way, you get the feeling that she's trying to demonstrate a point about her being different.
Iris
Yana-
just like told you.
Yana doesn't flinch at that.
I see that out of all the creatures here, you are the least human out of all of them, because your humanity was taken away by force. You have a chance to regain it, but you do not want it back, because you're afraid of it. You claim that you want to be in control, but you fear nothing more than having control. You're a paradox. You enjoy killing. That's the only thing that gives you a thrill, like a black widow that's only alive at the moment of death, the moment it strikes. But even you, deep down, realize how empty and worthless that is, how meaningless it is, and how pointless your existence is. But you are afraid, because you can't trust anybody to change you. And yet you lack the tools to change yourself, so you will have no choice but to rely on somebody else.
Very brief expression of surprise mixed with annoyance that is smoothly and quickly just replaced with a stone face.
All vampires share it, for mine is different. Through the blood itself, we can learn much about the people that carry it. However, I am different. My senses are much sharper. Just by being near you, smelling you, without even tasting you, I know much about you. That is why the others fear me. That is why they locked me away here. In the vampire society, the political war, the political games, the charade, the masquerade is everything.
That seems like a very poor reason to lock someone up, Iris says and looks around.
Lucretia says,
No.
or a very good one if your entire society is based on lies.
You would know that, wouldn't you? After all, your country is all about the royal family, the church, and the knights fighting each other and squabbling over power and dominance.
The second she starts talking, Lucretia just says, fuck, under her breath. Just like, shouldn't have said anything. Now she's looking at me.
Well,
She's just, at this point, she's just got her shield up, like, stay away from me, vampire
Lucretia
woman.
raises an eyebrow. No, Alyssia raises an eyebrow.
By the way, what's Lucretia doing right now?
Trying not to read.
Regarding her with suspicion and thinking, fuck, I should have just stayed back. Horatius was right, this is bullshit. Yeah.
Lucretia, as you blink all your senses are suddenly overwhelmed. You hear nothing, you sense nothing, you see nothing. All of a sudden, the woman that was just quietly sitting there is 1 inch away from you in your personal
Jesus.
space. What's your first reaction when that happens?
Nothing personal, kid.
Yelping and jumping back.
Before you can jump back, she suddenly reaches out and puts her arms around you, pulling you actually in for a hug. Are you gonna try to resist?
Yes?
Roll me strength.
I fully expected Lucretia's like still behind a shield between them. No.
Stop hugging me! Do you want me to do a
It's like-
strength save or an athletics
It's like,
check?
there, little
Athletics
one.
check, actually. Go for athletics check.
That was yeah, no, that was the right thing. That accidentally clicked Arcana.
Right. Sadly, it seems like despite your best efforts, she is pulling you into a hug so effortlessly that everybody looking to them it just feels natural, like she's not forcing you at all. Like it's that easy for her. And as she does, she whispers some things into your ear that nobody else can hear. Would you like me to just say them to everybody or to you privately?
Say them to me privately if nobody else can hear.
The rest she's not going to whisper and say it out loud, so those are basically just a few things she whispered into your ear. As she whispers those things into your ear, Lucretia, she very slowly basically puts one of her hands gently on your cheek and pulls you closer into her chest so she can give you a tight hug and says, "You're just a human. You're so young. And yet you have been through so much. The people that hurt you are those that you have sworn to protect, those that you have sworn to hurt, to follow. Your gods, your family, all noble goals for such a young, noble spirit. And yet you have seen nothing but pain from them. Why do you continue to seek solace in them when they clearly have forsaken you? Why do you not fight back? You think it's selfish, but life itself is selfish. One must always preserve their own existence before any other. Otherwise, how can you protect somebody? How can you save them if you cannot even muster the strength to save yourself?" As she brings you in for a hug, Lucretia, you are overwhelmed by a certain feeling. You remember when your goddess held you in her arms, the warmth, the softness, the immediate sense of belonging, the immediate sense of peace. And, well, everything felt right. And now you get the same feeling from this strange demon creature. This is an entirely different entity from the god that you have sworn to serve with your life. And yet, the feeling of warmth, of comfort, the feeling of touch from another being, it's exactly the same.
Lucretia is no longer struggling and is just kind of standing there, kind of biting her lip at this point, holding back tears. Her entire world is crashing down around her.
She takes out the ring of the count from. Wait, was it a count or duke?
Duke.
Right, the duke's ring from her clothes and shows it to the woman. Do you recognize this mark?
There is no vampire that doesn't recognize that ring or that mark. The mark of the one that created the ultimate weapon versus the Lycans. The item that brought us victory and finally ended the war with them. How ironic that the man that won the war is the one that lost the most. He fell in love with a Lycan, and when she found out what he had done, she tried to kill him. He willingly would have let her take his life for his crimes. However, my kind could not afford to lose such a brilliant man, not when there was still use for him. So, they butchered his wife in front of him. That is why he is missing a leg. That is why his face is scarred. He carries the scars from his dead wife, and as proof of his sins towards her people. I seems to have kept you for quite a long while, and the maid is getting frantic and pushy. By the way, she has finished casting the dimension door portal. It's on the edge of the flower bed, about 20 or 30 feet away from you guys.
Well,
Yana's going to kind of bow and say her goodbyes as she follows Iris.
Alyssia
By
winks
the
at her.
way, Iris, you hear a whisper on your neck. Be careful with Ashura. Eventually, she is going to lose to her bloodlust. Right, so you guys leave through the portal, correct?
Right before, like, Lucretia being the last one to leave, right before she does, she's just gonna turn around to the vampire and say, thank you. I think I needed that.
Miles. And doesn't say anything, she just waves at you goodbye.
Lucretia just nods and heads through the portal.
Oh no, the corrupting of little sisters has begun. It's a fucking dragon!
More like an ancient wyvern.